General Motors has just released specifications, details, images, pretty much everything you need to know about the new Lyriq. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to all the new subscribers and welcome back to everyone else. Hope you've had an awesome day. General Motors uses the Ultium battery. Now, the Ultium is really, the word Ultium is really a reference to the whole system that they use. But anyway, let's just call them Ultium batteries because that's what everyone does. Ultium batteries actually use NCMA chemistry, or nickel, cobalt, manganese, and aluminium. They use 70% less cobalt than previous General Motors batteries. They're able to reduce the cobalt amount by adding in aluminium. And of course, that saves General Motors a fair bit of money on manufacturing the batteries. Now, to be fair, the batteries are manufactured in a joint partnership between General Motors and LG Chem, or LG Energy Solutions. There's a lot of word going around now about Ultium battery packs. Do they have this magical energy density? Some people claim Ultium battery packs are said to have 60% more higher energy density than the average NCMA chemistry batteries on the market right now. Well, I'm going to answer that question. I can give you a definite answer on that in a minute. First, let's have a look at details of the new Cadillac Lyriq. First thing I want to say is I like the design. I really like it. I think it's nice. Inside, not the greatest, but it's not bad. The outside, I think, looks really nice. So what is the price? Well, surprise, surprise, it's higher than what General Motors said. $62,990. So maybe some of the brand fans out there that are claiming that GM will bring an Equinox EV for $30,000, maybe they could consider that being optimistic. Why do I say that? Well, because GM have already admitted they're nowhere near the $100 per kilowatt hour price that they need to be in order to sell the Equinox EV for $30,000. They've said that that technology is theoretical and they haven't found it yet. They haven't not yet been able to bring battery pack costs down per kilowatt hour to the $100 mark. However, BYD announced a year ago they're already well below $100 at the kilowatt hour mark. So you can see here why it doesn't seem realistic for them to sell the Equinox EV for $30,000. But getting to the point here, how much range do these cars have? Well, a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack in the Cadillac Lyriq will give the car 312 miles of range on a single charge. Let's compare that to the Tesla Model Y. The Tesla Model Y has a 75 kilowatt hour pack, so a lot smaller than the 100 kilowatt hour pack in the Cadillac Lyriq. Yeah, it's probably a slightly smaller vehicle, but not a huge difference. And it has a range of 326 miles. So it has a bit more range than the Cadillac Lyriq. Now, let's just say that Tesla's calculation on the EPA cycle is a little bit over-exaggerated. So let's bring that number down, about 330 miles, down to the 312 of the Lyriq. And let's just say they match each other in the real world. Now, we don't know if that's true, but we're kind of trying to make this fair for both parties here. Now, you'll find that the Tesla Model Y gives the same range, approximately, with a battery pack that is way smaller. 100 kilowatt hour versus 75 kilowatt hour. Well, I think we can put to bed this idea that the Ultium battery pack is massively energy efficient, because even on GM's website, they have a bit of a misleading statement that claims that they can use double the size battery packs versus the Tesla Model S P100D currently has. Now, the way they word that has made lots of people misinterpret that comment to make them believe that energy density of these Ultium batteries is way higher than Tesla's existing 2170 battery cells. Clearly, as you can see, it's not. That said, this is not me saying this isn't a good car. It absolutely is. Since its unveiling, the Cadillac Lyriq it's gotten a lot of attention. It's an impressive looking vehicle. One of the reasons, its stunning design and its specifications. The fact that you get a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack for that price seems like good value. What else does it come with? It has an onboard 19.2 kilowatt AC charger and DC fast charging capacity of up to 190 kilowatt, which is a little bit slower than Tesla 250 kilowatt and obviously slower than the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and the Kia EV6's 350 kilowatt. Now, GM originally said all of that would come at less than $60,000 US. Well, now we know the price is a bit over $63,000 US. Production of the Lyriq actually started back in March, but General Motors has yet to deliver any vehicles to customers. Today, the Electric says that as deliveries get closer, General Motors has decided to release more details about the car. EPA estimated range is 312 miles. The all-wheel drive model will cost $65,000 US. The rear-wheel drive model will cost $63,000 US. So it's only an extra $2,000 to get the all-wheel drive model. I think it's a no-brainer personally. But we don't know the range for the all-wheel drive model. Presumably the range will be lower, but we don't know yet because GM haven't released those numbers. That range of 310 miles is for the rear-wheel drive model. Now, interestingly, all-wheel drive models will be released in the start or early 2023. We don't know an exact time frame, but GM says early 2023. So when can you actually order this all-wheel drive model? Well, you want to get in fast because I think they're going to sell it pretty quick. Cadillac will open reservations for the 2023 Lyriq all-wheel drive on May the 19th, and the single-motor rear-wheel drive version will begin deliveries this summer. Cadillac has already sold out of the single-motor rear-wheel drive version. They sold out of that one, I think, in about 11 minutes, which is insane. And Cadillac say they're pretty happy with the range for the rear-wheel drive version. They said, these are important steps for Cadillac as we make good on our promise to deliver an EV offering more than 300 miles of range and move toward an all-electric portfolio by 2030. Cadillac will define the future of luxury transportation through its range of forthcoming EVs, and it all begins with the Lyriq. One other interesting point here. Cadillac announced that all 2023 Cadillac Lyriq customers will receive the option to choose either 2 years of unlimited public charging credits at EVgo charging stations or a credit of up to $1,500 US towards a home charger installation through Qmerit. So that's a pretty cool little bonus there that you can get if you buy one of these. Yeah, personally, overall, I really like the style of this car. I think it's pretty good value as well. I think the efficiency, even if you want to downgrade Tesla's claims for their EPA efficiency still does seem to be fairly poor in comparison to Tesla vehicles right now. That's a fair comment to make. So that's definitely one thing to consider. You will definitely be paying more per mile to run one of these cars. That said, it's still going to be way better than running an internal combustion engine vehicle, especially for your resale when in 5 years' time, most probably ICE internal combustion engine vehicles are worth potentially very, very little. Now, there is one concern I have here. Outside of all these specs and details, which are good, and I would definitely consider one if I was in the US, one big concern that I have. That is, you can't just buy them from General Motors. You have to go to a dealer. You have to negotiate a price with the dealer. And if your dealer's a nice dealer and they like you, they might give you the MSRP. If they're not, then who knows what they're going to do? Really, it's unknown. And based on the fact that we're now seeing Ford dealers, some of them charge up to $50,000 US more than the MSRP for the Ford F-150 Lightning, well, my hopes are not that high. Why are my hopes not that high? Well, because I don't think General Motors will be producing many of these cars for at least the next 12 months. What does that mean? Supply and demand will be, well, it's going to favor, right? Demand. There's going to be an imbalance. Clearly, there's going to be way more demand than there is supply. What's that going to lead to? Dealers saying, well, I might as well take advantage of the situation and charge more than the MSRP. So it's possible that this MSRP is not comparing apples for apples. If you look at, well, Cadillac's closest competitor for this car, the Tesla Model Y, of course, when you buy one of those, you just pay what the price is online and then you take delivery. There's no negotiations. That's my one concern with this car. Hopefully, dealers don't go down the route of overcharging people, but I'm not optimistic because that's legacy auto. That's what they do. This is looking good to me. GM seems to have an excellent product roadmap right now. Aside from the claim of 30 EVs by 2025, I think that's a bit ridiculous. However, the roadmap right now, Hummer EV, the Bolt EV, the Lyriq, Silverado EV, Equinox EV, the Bolt EUV and the Blazer EV. That's a pretty good product range. I don't think General Motors needs to make any more than that. Even if they just had that range at good prices, which everyone would be able to buy by 2025 because they were making lots of them, GM would absolutely crush it if they did that, rather than kind of spreading all their efforts to 30 different electric cars. As always, though, the question here is, can General Motors execute? Fingers crossed. Hopefully they can. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.